Hi, I'm Karen Bremmeyer, and I have a little bit of an interesting story to share with you today about my fight with leaky gut. It's about how I finally took matters into my own hands and how I put an end to my debilitating symptoms and started feeling great again after suffering every single day for many years. How did I do it? The funny thing is that what worked for me were the very things that my doctors laughed at and told me were ridiculous. But what's even funnier is that these techniques also work for my clients, and I bet they will work for you too. While everyone around me was enjoying life, I could barely function. But when I first found out that there was something I could do about it, I was overcome with a huge sense of relief. I'm going to tell you my story because odds are you are going through something very similar. But it doesn't matter what your chronic symptoms are. Anyone who struggles with any of the symptoms of leaky gut syndrome will relate to this story. In fact, the symptoms of leaky gut are so vast, they can literally be anything from food allergies, to airborne allergies, to arthritis, to IBS, to ulcerative colitis, to Crohn's disease, to chronic fatigue, to depression, to anxiety, to eczema, or recurring infections. And this is just a short list. There are many, many more. And you'll want to make sure you watch this entire video now because it won't be online for very long. I want to tell you more than just my story. I want to give you the cure that I discovered and that still works for my clients today. If you're anything like me, then you have tried everything under the sun to get relief, continuously searching the internet for hours looking for that one thing that you have been missing, hoping that one day you'll just wake up and be back to living the life that you used to enjoy. I remember the frustration of talking to my doctors who could offer me nothing more than a lifetime of prescription drugs to help manage my symptoms. But I wasn't ready to give up just yet. At that time, I was studying to become a dietitian, but none of the dietary recommendations helped. Then I learned that my so-called healthy diet was completely opposite of how I should be eating based upon my genetics. And after a few days of changing my diet, I had more energy than I could remember in years. Talk about a wake-up call. This ultimately led me to change my career path from dietetics to holistic nutritionist. I just wanted to share this energetic feeling with every single one of my clients. And I did. And lo and behold, it worked. And far better than any of the dietitian guidelines I had learned in school. While I continued feeling better every single day, I still had some stubborn symptoms that just wouldn't go away. So I spent $600 for a 1-hour consult with the best holistic practitioner I knew. But everything he told me, I already knew. So you know what I did? Because I felt that I had tried everything I could, I was ready to give up. I was just born this way and I'll just have to learn to live with it. That's what I would tell myself. It took me a while to get out of that rut, but I finally came to terms with the fact that this was just an excuse. But by that time I had become very frustrated with not being able to figure out what was wrong. I was tired of feeling like I was a prisoner of my symptoms. I was mentally drained from having to cope with my symptoms while dealing with all the other daily stresses of life. I felt like I couldn't catch a break. I'm sure you know the exact feelings that I'm talking about. Maybe you're dealing with some of these same issues on a daily basis as we speak. But that's when I met 2 functional medicine doctors that changed my life forever. Not only did I learn functional medicine, I learned how every single one of my symptoms could be traced back to my leaky gut. But I wasn't the only one with leaky gut. In fact, millions of people just like you suffer from leaky gut syndrome every single day. Almost every single one goes undiagnosed. Today, I'm a different person. I learned exactly how to get to the root of the problem and heal leaky gut naturally and permanently. And since I did, my life has never been better. My symptoms disappeared and I could finally focus on the more important things in life, which was a pleasant change. No more fear and confusion of not knowing what is going on. No more frustration of not getting any answers. No more being consumed by this condition and wondering if you'll ever just get over it. No more wasting hours of your time researching symptoms without finding any help. And here's the crazy part. After struggling for years, I started getting results within days, and almost all of my symptoms were gone within a few short weeks. And it worked for more than just me. I began focusing my private practice entirely on leaky gut, and it worked wonders for my clients too. I have to admit that I was absolutely amazed. I felt like I had stumbled upon the Holy Grail. How did I do it? by following the exact process that my doctors told me would only make my condition worse. And here it is.